Nathan, half-time in the playoffs. What is your assessment of our first leg?
Look, it's a really tough game. You know, they came out of the traps. They were very sort of direct, front-footed, played a front three with pace, tried to play everything forward. So we had to show a real resilient side to us today, and we did that really, really well. It was evenly poised right throughout the tie, and then I thought, in all honesty, we probably finished the stronger, and that's really pleasing. But halfway through the tie, nothing really to separate anyone. It's coming away from home at the side in the playoffs, keeping a clean sheet. That's really pleasing. Probably the only tinge of minor disappointments. We didn't nick a goal, but I said sometimes you don't get everything. So it sets it up nicely for a wonderful tie on Thursday night.
It was a physical battle from the very first whistle. The boys stood up to that, matched that. Did both teams cancel each other out to a certain degree over the 90?
I think they did, and the keepers probably made one or two saves. Late on we've had a few opportunities. Goddess has had a great opportunity. We've had a few situations where we didn't take advantage of them. So we've got to show a little bit more quality in terms of that. But look, to come here with how they played, with the threats that they have, to keep a clean sheet and then to take it back to the Valley where. Look, it's by no means a simple task, but the objective is to win a home game, and that's what we have to do.
It felt like towards the end there was a slight shift and momentum was building our way. Do you think I'm fair in saying that we probably created the clearer cut opportunities in the last sort of 5 minutes or so?
I would say so. I think we finished the stronger. And that, is something to take us into the next game. We'll be front-footed, aggressive in everything we do. We again, as I said, the task is we've got to win a home game to get to Wembley, and I think we'd have taken that. Especially in October and November. So it's evenly poised. Wycombe are a good side. They've shown that tonight. Shown us a tough game. It wasn't the prettiest, but it was a real war of attrition. And as I said, we stood up to that, and I'm very pleased for that side of it.
You mentioned a tinge of disappointment in the sense that we weren't able to edge the contest and break the deadlock. What do you think we needed to show a little bit more of to have been able to do that?
Just probably a little bit of quality in the final third when we got into that area. But look, they've had to defend. It's their home game. We've tested them, which shows that we're in a good place and a good and a good side. We're not going to come in. It's never going to be 4-0 again. We're never going to come in and just roll them over. They would have been motivated. They would have, had that motivation to avenge or to do well or whatever it was. But look, we showed tonight that there's a different side to us. I'm not sure a year ago. Well, we didn't. A year ago, we didn't keep a clean sheet here. We buckled in the first 5 minutes and we lost the game 1-0. So we've shown that we've come here twice against Wycombe, kept 2 clean sheets. So we've shown we have that side of us. And now we just have to show a little bit more quality to try and win the game.
I think each and every manager in the EFL involved in the playoffs would have had on their wish list a clean sheet in the away leg. We defended our box really well, protected Will as well for long periods.
Yeah, and we've had to do the ugly stuff tonight, but that's the type of thing. That's, what's that, 21st clean sheet, or 25th clean sheet in all, 24th, something like that. So, look, it shows that we can do that, but now we've got to do exactly the same at home, but create something that we can win the game with.
You mentioned there about Wycombe. I feel like if we'd been beaten 4-0 at home by a team, we would have perhaps had that same venomous aggression. Therefore, how helpful is it being backed by a sellout away end? I don't know where you were pre-match, but I'm sure wherever you were, you probably heard them 45 minutes before kick-off making so much noise.
Look, the fans have been wonderful, and as I said, it's a sellout at the Valley on Thursday. It's going to be a wonderful occasion, and we have to rise to that. We asked them to play their part. They played their part today in an away leg. They played their part tonight in us keeping a clean sheet, and look, I'm proud of the performance. I'm proud of the team, and it showed our club in the best light tonight. Now we've got to go again on Thursday and show it in an even better light.